All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
BoJack Horseman, Season 2, Episode 11.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, last episode gave us a lot to look forward to here. BoJack has gone over to see Charlotte.
His dear friend.
His dear friend. Right, because they've been so close over all this time. And he is not at all putting some kind of unreasonable expectation on this meeting that's going to cause it to self-destruct and self-sabotage and all that good shit.
In a lot of ways, I would love for it to be something where Charlotte kind of gets what's going on and doesn't like fully close the door on like connection, but basically is like, hey, BoJack, you won't be able to get what you're looking for here, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, last time we had an episode 11, it was a masterpiece.
Yes.
So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
So, who are you again? You were friends with Mom back when she lived in LA?
Your mom never mentioned she used to hang out with the BoJack Horseman,
my God.
star of screen and book.
Wait, Mom lived in Los Angeles?
Never came up all these years.
It was a long time ago.
Well, Charlotte told me if I was ever in New Mexico, I should call her.
But what are you doing in New Mexico?
Yeah. What are you doing in New Mexico?
Yeah.
You didn't drive all this way just to see my mom, did you?
Oh, no.
No, of course not. That would be crazy. Just to see a woman I haven't had a real conversation with in 30 years. I mean, obviously, that would be crazy. Because she has a family, which is great. You guys are great.
Yeah!
Oh, gotta take this. It's my boat, guy. Hello?
Okay, so I got turtles.
Hey, Canute. You got any leads for me, boat-wise?
What?
Sorry about that. What's going on?
Where the hell are you?
Tasuka.
Tahuka?
Tasuka, New Mexico, outside Santa Fe.
Are you stupid? If you don't get your ass back to set, you're gonna get sued.
Just get me a couple of days.
For what? What are you doing there?
I don't know. This isn't what I expected.
Wait, BoJack, when are you coming back?
Soon. Yep. I want the starboard to be fully starboard.
What?
And the port to be also starboard.
Huh?
I hope this isn't weird for you. You know, me having a family and...
Why would it be weird? At our age, it's weird if you don't have a family. I mean...
Well, I mean, not for you.
No.
Because you've been busy.
Right.
With your career.
Sure.
Well, I got the store, and I already took
BoJack
the morning
left
off,
to
so unless
have
you know
her-
any other adults...
Can BoJack take me?
Huh?
What?
I mean, he is an adult.
Well, I mean, if it's okay with BoJack, you'd really be doing me a huge favor.
Well, I guess I could make some time. Why do we keep passing the same house?
No, I don't. Shut up.
You shut up. What's the story?
That's Diego Mendoza's house. He's just this stupid guy, but he's in my calculus class, and sometimes we'll do this thing where he goes, hey, and then I go, hey. And then he goes, what's the homework? And then I tell him, and it's not like a big deal or anything, but it's like this thing we do. Then he said, since prom's not for another 2 months, he could foresee a situation where he would want to go with me.
Oh,
because
God.
he knows I'm a real girl who's mostly chill.
I didn't like the person I was in LA, and I didn't know where else to go. Please do not tell your parents.
Well, I won't, but I think people are going to notice if you go to a boat show and don't come back with a boat. Oh my God, there he is! Get down!
Ah!
What happened?
No.
I don't know, I panicked. I didn't know he'd be wearing a tank
Wait,
top.
keep your eyes on the road. Go.
Please don't tell my parents I crashed your car.
Yeah, deal. Please stay out of the bedroom.
He has Big Todd energy.
Who? The boat? It does not.
Come on, you gotta give her a name.
Hey, bond over that.
Escape from LA.
That actually is a good name for it, the non-gendered object.
Wow, you really got a boat.
Yeah, sure did.
So does that mean you're leaving?
Oh, yeah, I guess I did do what I came here to do.
Well, you don't have to go right away, though, right? You should at least stay till the end of the weekend.
Yeah. She's probably, they're in an isolated area of the country in general, so...
What?
BoJack, great news. Do you still want to go to New York? Because Jill Pill...
Jill Pill. I don't care about this.
Okay, moving on. Do you remember when we were at Herb's funeral and you told me...
Whatever it is, I don't care. Hey, I'm not gonna be back on set Monday.
Wait a minute, what? How long do I have to keep putting out fires for you?
I don't know, Princess Carolyn. Maybe just let them burn.
What?
I think I might be here a while.
Listen, I...
Oh my God.
BoJack,
Yeah?
supper's ready.
So I had another meeting today with the drama chair at SFCC. I think they're going to offer me a position.
Brussels sprouts are delicious, Mom.
Well, you know, Trip, it's funny you brought up the Brussels sprouts because I think they're terrible.
I'm just kidding around. These are great, huh?
You're not funny, Dad. Your jokes are never funny.
Okay. I think someone's in a mood.
Oh my God, I'm not in a mood. Whatever. Get bent. I hate my life.
That is so typical Diego.
So I thought, okay, if he's not going to ask me, I'll ask him.
Way to take initiative.
Rookie mistake.
So I asked him, and he said no. And then this other girl, Lila Kay, came up to him and was just like, hey. And he was like, hey. And that's our thing.
Well, you know, sometimes it's nice to not have a date because you can actually...
Mom, I can't go to the prom without a date. This isn't like when you were in high school and you'd go to your sock hops or whatever.
Do you think I went to high school in the 50s?
Penny, you should take me to the prom.
Huh?
Everybody loves having
God.
BoJack around.
No, I can't.
But with me, you can just relax and enjoy yourself. Diego will see that you're having a good time without him, and that'll make him super jealous. So he'll come up to you and he'll say, hey.
Except
and
for
then
the
you
fact
say,
that it's an old man.
Oh, that's so cold.
Right?
Wait.
Rachel Kaplan's gonna shit herself.
How is that cold?
Hey, Dad, BoJack's taking me to prom.
Oh,
Oh, no!
Hey,
Wow.
BoJack, I'm Pete, but they call me Pete Repeat because I always say everything twice.
Everything.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
Okay.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, didn't do it. Yeah.
Whoa. Hold
Whoa.
on, responsible adult. What are you drinking back there?
Nothing.
Hand it over.
Fine.
Ugh. Red Bull and vodka?
Ew.
12?
Oh, it burns.
Yeah, because it's not a juice box.
You want some? No, thanks.
Pussy.
I'm driving.
Hey!
what's the big idea?
Why is there an adult in our high school prom?
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're taking it back to 1991 when a new funky, fresh dance craze took this nation by storm. Ready for the chorus? Stay on the beat, and here we go. Waka, waka. Now, boys and girls, if you want to do the BoJack, take your hands and put them on your...
This sucks!
This guy's bad.
This prom sucks.
You can say that again.
I know.
My flask got empty. Can we be back to the car so for more get for pudding?
God.
Well, what else are we gonna do?
I'd say it's time to get down. Time to hit the town.
Is that a lyric from that Do the BoJack song?
Just get in the car.
I hope he does actually give them a good time.
Like, that would be awesome.
that would
yeah.
be amazing.
2, 3.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Littering, but you know, it's cool.
So
Yeah.
beautiful.
Actually, I'm gonna stay right here. This is nice.
This is a nice cold rock.
Wow. How do you think to do all this?
I don't know. It just came to me. Well, you want to dance?
Yes? Hold on.
BoJack.
Got it. Okay.
BoJack.
It's buffering. Buffering. Still buffering. This
Small
night
town
has been
problems.
So perfect.
Oh God.
BoJack.
Oh, God.
BoJack.
Oh
BoJack.
God, no, no,
BoJack.
no.
I think you should come down here. She's still breathing, but she won't wake up.
Okay, she just had a little too much to drink. Why don't we just take her back to your place? She can spend the night.
I really think we should get Maddie to a hospital. To a hospital.
He did it.
BoJack, what do we do?
Society.
Okay.
Pete, you're in charge. Penny and I are going to take off.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, you don't want to have too many people around. Like,
Yeah.
In a hospital setting.
He doesn't.
Why?
It's one thing if a bunch of kids get drunk
Yeah.
together on prom night, but if there's an adult there, then it's like I was supposed to be the responsible one, and then the whole thing feels kind of creepy, you know?
Are you sure she's gonna be okay?
I don't know, BoJack.
Pete, I'm the adult here, and I need you to listen to me, all right?
Wow.
Just listen to him. He knows what he's doing, okay? She's gonna be okay, right?
She'll be fine. It's a part of growing up.
And we did the right thing back there, you think?
Look, sometimes when you're an adult, the right thing isn't always the best thing.
Well, I had a really good time tonight.
I'm glad.
You know, everyone always treats me like a kid. You're the first grown-up I've ever met who actually treats me like, you know, a person.
Well, you're welcome, Penny. Whoa, Penny, come on.
If you want to do it, I'm ready. I have condoms in my room, and I know how to put one on with my mouth.
With your mouth?
I put one on a banana in health class.
With your mouth? What kind of health class? Look, you are an amazing person, but you're 17. No.
It's okay. I want this.
No, you think you do, but you don't know what you want.
Oh, God.
No, Penny, don't.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, God.
What'd you do with my daughter?
She had a big night. She was falling asleep on the ride home. Before you left town,
yeah,
you told me LA was a tar pit.
Do I think LA is a tar pit? No. No, I think you're the tar pit.
Me?
No, not you. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter where you are. It's who you are.
Ooh. Oh, God.
I don't know what to do, Charlotte.
About what?
I keep making these bad decisions and hurting people.
Well, can I tell you a joke?
Is it a long joke with no punchline?
No.
Then go ahead.
Guy goes into the doctor's office. Says, "Doctor, it hurts when I do this." You know what the doctor says?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's actually good advice.
What?
No!
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 Oh, BoJack, I think you got the wrong idea.
I don't care about your husband. All that matters is us.
Don't do this, BoJack.
I know you feel it too. So many times.
Come on.
But this is the right thing.
No.
Damn it.
No, did you not listen to what she was just saying? It doesn't matter.
I think you should go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Charlotte.
I have worked very hard to build this life for myself. I am happy here. And you just roll into my life like a hurricane. Why?
Yeah.
Because we knew each other for 5 minutes 30 years ago?
These last few months have been amazing. I love you and your family and this town.
You just
I
said
never
you don't
wanted to
care about
hurt
her
you.
husband.
I'm sorry I kissed you. I shouldn't have done that. We can pretend it didn't happen. Everything can go back to normal.
No,
but I need to.
Stop.
Please,
No.
please don't make me go back to LA.
Yeah. He's
I
doing
don't
the
care
exact
where you
same
go,
thing.
BoJack, but I can't
with
have
Diane.
you around here. You make me too sad.
What are you doing here?
I know what I want, BoJack.
Fuck. No.
Go to bed, Penny.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, what?
No.
No. Oh my God. No.
No.
Mom,
Charlotte.
Penny, go to your room.
we didn't even do anything.
Now, Penny.
Charlotte, I am so sorry.
Don't you dare.
Yeah.
If you are not out of my driveway in 30 minutes, I will call the police. And if you ever try to contact me or my family again, I will fucking kill you.
Now play the OP in this warbled, distorted. Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey.
Hey, you're still here?
Yep. Still here.
All right, BoJack, you fucked up.
Yeah, like
royally.
Royally. This is.
Yeah. This is probably the most uncomfortable BoJack has made me, even more so than in a lot of ways the stuff alluding to like suicide, overdose, and all that stuff there, because he's handling people that are so malleable and impressionable, given that they're teens and stuff. That it's this is the kind of thing where BoJack's actions here have such long-lasting consequences. Oh yeah, he does not give a fuck about them at all. He does not care at all about this. It is all self-serving. It is all self-focused.
This is where Herb Kazaz's like final words to him are more relevant than ever.
Right. It's the kind of thing where he is not just doing kind of the equivalent of what we saw a lot of in this season with regards to his mother. We are not just seeing an example of where he's just kind of making kind of like, oh, I'm going to be cool with them and I'm going to do things that are going to make them like me. It's a combination of that. And then it's this other fucked up thing where he remembers the idyllic, imaginative future that he thought could have been possible
because of the past.
He changed his course, and in reference to the drug-induced episode there, he does actually get that cabin with Charlotte, but no, that didn't happen. He did not have a conversation with her either in 30 years. And that was brought up here very much in reference to the Herb Kazaz. Like, you could have called. You could have written. You could have done literally anything to reach out, but you didn't because you don't care about them. You care about you.
Yeah.
And this is sad. This is depressing. It's dark. But, like, in a lot of ways, meta-wise, this is season 2. Things can get worse or they can get better. We just have to wait and see. But holy shit,
like this, it's tough. Not the content of the episode that was very straightforward and how uncomfortable it was.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't do well with these types of turns.
Sure.
Because I am rooting for BoJack. I have been rooting for BoJack.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of the show.
But we stopped rooting for him this episode.
We stopped rooting for him.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we got 4 seasons left.
Yep.
And I don't... It's hard for me to stay invested in a show where it seems more about we're going to continue to watch the disaster unfold rather than the this character is a disaster. Most of the characters are disasters, but they're going to try really hard to improve themselves in small ways, right?
Yeah,
BoJack this season has been, I've rooted for him more than I ever have, right?
And that's
then this happened.
Yeah, and that's why I think that there's something I brought up, I think it was at the end of season 1, was the idea that the movie is not some great thing for him to actually, like, get progress. It's just a nice distraction. It's just a thing that basically brought him a time, as we saw in the previous episode, that
he'll be happy for a little bit.
But then he needs to deal with himself. He is the tar pit. And I actually really like the way in which you can tell that Charlotte very much can understand a little bit as to why he's here.
Yeah.
And that he's kind of a bit lost as a person. But all that being said, she's holding out for the best. She's basically like, yeah, at the very least, this is someone that I enjoy having around.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a time when things were wilder, more energetic. It is absolutely pushing some boundaries with regards to the way in which he interacts with their kids, the way in which he robbed their dad of the opportunity to do the really sweet dad thing, even if she said no, which she actually was likely to. But even if she said no, the idea that that was something that he was robbing, obviously he doesn't know that the dad's going to do that, but that's the kind of thing to show how blasé he is about the consequences of his actions here. He does not care. And thus, we need to be reminded that, yes, despite all the progress in season 2 with regards to him being put into a nice season, put into a nice environment, he is still BoJack. He has not actually addressed the core underlying issues.
Right.
We, if anything, as the audience now know a little bit more about where the core underlying issue comes from, which gives us a lot of hope because we now know, oh, this is addressable. This is addressable. It is not as unfixable as Herb says. It is pretty dang close. But it's
and this is where finish what you were going to say.
I was just going to say, but this is the kind of thing where BoJack has been through a lot of trauma. He's been through a lot of abuse, and he's been through a lot of situations that have him stuck in a cycle. And if the cycle breaks because of his own actions or because of someone else's actions, something like that, he'll be forced to look at that. Wonderful. Even if it's going to be painful, even if it's going to be shit, even if he loses his money, his house, his friends, his everything, you could bounce back. And that's the crazy thing, is that we are showing how far and how low he's willing to project his childhood crush onto a teen daughter of hers.
Yeah.
Like, that's so fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
But there is a way. There is a way.
And And in my mind, and I'm sure there's some aspect of this where this is me projecting my own like personality and what I would need to do in a situation like this, right?
Sure.
But you have to be shameless, BoJack.
Yeah.
And not in the way you have been.
Great way to say it, yeah.
Because, and I think this is where it ties in rather nicely with the situation with Diane. Diane's is on a smaller scale and for a smaller period of time, but it's essentially the same thing. Why does she not go back to Mr. Peanut Butter?
Yeah.
Because she's proud. That's the real reason.
She's rooted in shame.
She's rooted in shame, right?
Yep.
You know, and pride is not the opposite of shame, but it's source, right?
Yep.
And because of that, then the shame ends up becoming this self-perpetuating thing, right?
Yep.
That's why she's still at BoJack's house. That's why the place is such a mess. If it had just been a thing where it's like, okay, that happened, fuck, it sucked.
Right.
And then she doesn't let herself be ashamed of it, then she bounces back. Same thing with BoJack. Even with a situation like this, the problem for BoJack, not for everybody else, because BoJack causes all kinds of harm for the people around him, right? And this was no exception.
Yeah.
But the problem for BoJack is that because of this, this is going to reaffirm the, oh fuck, I'm a horrible person, right? Which, let's be real, that's true.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
And that's why you got to be shameless, because even though I'm a horrible person, I'm still going to do everything I can to change, right? There you go. Right? That's how you fix it. The whole conversation with Charlotte about the tar pit and you're the tar pit and everything, that's true, right? Like, we get all of these situations where the answer is staring BoJack right in the face, but he's not going to look at it, or he only looks at it for a little bit and then he averts his eyes to, you know, somewhere else. He needs to become a racehorse and put the blinders on, right? Sure. Like, yeah, and now...
Thus he surrounds himself with distractions as often as possible to overstimulate him so that he doesn't have to sit there and think about himself. The thing is that I think a lot of people talk about the way in which they're self-aware about the issues that they have, but they actually don't realize that they're not really doing much more than kind of doing a self-aggrandizing kind of thing where they're like, oh, yes, I have all these issues. I look at it. I look at it a lot, but I don't do anything.
Yeah.
Doing stuff about it is hard, and in some ways it actually involves not looking at it all at once. In a lot of ways, BoJack probably chooses to look at it all at once so that he feels overwhelmed so much that he doesn't want to do anything.
He has an excuse to not do it.
Yeah, exactly. But if he just looks at individual things, like this is actually the thing I think that a lot of people also really don't want to hear, is that the best way to make progress in this regard is to claim little victories. It's not even that they need to be big things, but they need to be things that you're able to do in your current level of energy.
Exactly.
Don't try to push out there and be like, I am going to undo all the trauma of my childhood. No.
I'm going to be nice to Todd today.
Instead of drinking 20 times a week, drink 10 times a week.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there's all kinds of ways that it can happen.
Say one nice thing to Todd every day, like you're saying. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I was so excited when I saw the place that BoJack was in at the beginning of this season, because while he was still super dysfunctional, he was doing everything he could to get those little wins, right? Even if they were maybe kind of vapid and like, you know, they didn't necessarily go down that deep. He was still doing it. But the problem is that all it takes is one bad day if you live based on shame, right? Because then, oh no, you fucked it up even more, right?
Yeah, I hear you. I feel like he wasn't, though.
Yeah?
I feel like he wasn't. No, he was just distracting himself. He wasn't actually doing things to make progress.
Okay, sure.
Specifically. I think that that's the thing, is that he likes to put things in his way and in his path that clutter up the room, so to speak. So
make
he
him
doesn't have
think
to
that he's dealing
on...
with the internal problems,
right,
but he's actually not.
He's creating situations that are in his external, that are non-issues, fumbling around with them. Oh, look, I solved it. Wow. It's basically someone playing chess with themselves, you know? They go and they swap around to the other side. They're like, wow, I beat them in 25 moves. That's so much better than I was yesterday. Yeah, you were playing yourself. Like,
well, and also if you do something like that, even if, regardless of whether it's, you know, playing against yourself, because in a lot of ways that could be one of the best things you can do. Right?
I know,
because
but
that's where the
that's taking semantics out of the context of what I'm talking about here. So that doesn't really apply to what I'm saying.
But if the way that he basically comforts himself with those things is because then he's basically stroking his ego or his pride with regards to that, rather than approaching it from a place of humility, then you're still building upon that shitty foundation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even if it was something that actually was progress, right?
Right.
You're just saying, I'm doing the good things, and therefore I am, you know, worthy, valuable, whatever, etc.
Right, and that's why it's about progress. It's not about making a judgment based off of these decisions. It's about in your mind claiming them as victory. So the idea of having a little thing that you do, like drinking less, or you know, cleaning your house with a certain bit of regularity, taking responsibility for certain things in that regard, that's not going to change your trauma, but that's going to focus your mind on the things that need to be improved, so that you then go, wait, if I'm a person that can do these things, well then maybe for, you know, a month, I'm just going to have drinks on Friday and I'll only do 1 or 2. Yeah. There you go. You've now gone from 20 drinks a week to 3.
And let's say you do that and you only last 1 week.
Sure.
Cool.
That's fine.
Yeah, or less, you know, it's like, hey, great, that's still...
You're not in the military, you can make mistakes
exactly,
and
right?
stuff.
Like, you did something, right? Even if it wasn't as much as you would have wanted, cool. If you had no problem doing the exact things that you wanted yourself to do, then you wouldn't be in these situations anyways, right? So, you know...
It's a progressive realization of a worthwhile goal. That's
right,
that's
hence
what
being
it is.
shameless, you know? Like,
yeah. When you mess up, be like, yeah, I messed up, fucked up. There's no shame in that. Like, I think that there is a lot of culture in the idea of shame, and then in a lot of ways, this is maybe an area where I'm a bit cold in this area here. I don't really have a lot of sympathy or empathy for shame. Like, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I'm so ashamed of what I did," and I'm like, "No, you feel like shit, but you don't have to feel shame for that.
Right, that can be
feel negative about something.
That can be a compass.
That
you know, maybe at its best,
right?
Where it's
I would say yes. That's the only thing it's good for.
Yeah, the only thing it's good for a very short period of time, which is the blip. Oh, okay, look this way.
I feel shame. Okay, fully envelop that for 3 seconds, and then come back to me.
Yeah.
Where does that make you want to point? Where do you want to orient yourself? You don't have to move yet. Moving takes a lot of energy, but does the shame that you received from going in this direction make you want to go somewhere else? Okay, you can't make a full 180. Can you move 90 degrees? No? Okay, 45. No?
Yeah,
Okay, 25. Okay, all right, that's something. We can work with that. If you're actually willing to go slow here, we can reevaluate after you've moved about 5 inches, and then maybe we'll make another slight turn.
And to be fair, in BoJack's situation, the biggest progress I would say he could make here, like realistically, right, is to get it to where your own issues aren't hurting other people anymore.
True.
Right? That I would say is the biggest lesson that he could take from this.
At least in the immediate sense,
In the immediate sense of,
outside of professional help,
Right. But the oh god, what the fuck was that? Right? Because it doesn't matter about the number of times that you're like, no, stop, go to bed, you know, whatever, right? Like all of this stuff. In the end, this is what ended up happening.
Yeah.
You can't let that happen.
No.
Like you can't, right? No. If nothing else, because you understand the specific traumas that you have had, right? You let that be a motivating factor of I can't let anybody else be, you know, be hurt in any kind of that way because of me.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, just the idea that the conversation with Charlotte before the whole situation with the daughter went from being, hey, good conversation, you know, emotional vulnerability, you know, closeness and all that stuff, and then just like that, it's gone.
Yeah. In looking at these characters here, one of the things that I really like about this is that while there's very much a archetypal family dynamic here, and that we have one of the kids having some kind of rebellious kind of phase that they're going through where they're not really having a good time and stuff there. And yet when it comes down to the way in which BoJack kind of tries to insert himself into their situation, the things that he does is he essentially just kind of appeals to the narcissism in him as how he would say that for them. So it's they're never wrong, they're always right about these things. But then here, I will then bulldoze you with and here's how I think you should handle that. Do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way.
And here's how it'll go and all that.
Yeah. And it's just a full, just freight train goes through. And the way in which everyone responds to this is like, well, you're meant to be the role of the responsible one here, so we have to kind of give you a little bit of a limb here and trust you. But the way in which he takes that and just runs through these kids, like it's brutal.
Yep.
Like he could have killed this girl. We don't know if she's actually gonna live through this or not. I think she's gonna be okay.
I think she's absolutely gonna be okay.
She was talking and mumbling just fine, but she might have to go through some serious shit. So
yeah,
that's its own thing there.
And the thing is, BoJack, like a lot of the logic that he gave for some of the stuff that, like his rationale for different things was good, right? Hey, I'm gonna make it so that at least you don't get hungover. Sure. When you swapped out the vodka and Red Bull, you could have, say, made it not be much whiskey, right? You could have said that, like, oh, yeah, there's going to be whiskey in here with some water.
Thin it out a ton.
A ton, so that way they don't even know it, and they'll still be drinking, and they can have that whole rebellious thing. But I'm actually going to make it so that, no.
Way safer.
You're actually going to be safe, right?
Right. And then keep the alcohol on hand for you. Don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a good way to, if anything, mitigate the fact that, this girl was already kind of fucking up and drinking a bunch. But
the problem is that he's trying to be the helpful one here, but he's trying to help other people so that he can feel good about himself. But the problem is that your own compass is all sorts of fucked up. So you shouldn't be trying to help other people right now. Like you can't even help yourself. Not just the you have like shit you have to deal with. You can't even face the things that you need to deal with, right? So yeah.
The way in which the daughter is needing kind of validation in terms of who she is and stuff like that, and thus immediately jumps at the very first way in which BoJack kind of gives that validation, I think was really well foreshadowed in the joke of the, hey, like we have this thing. That's all the acknowledgement she needed from this guy in order to be in love with him in her mind. That's how much validation she's craving.
Yeah.
I don't think BoJack is smart enough or Machiavellian enough to have realized that on a conscious level, but I do think he is intelligent enough to, at the very least, have played into wanting to make her like him in that regard.
Because he wants everybody to like him.
Well, right, but as opposed to anybody else in the family who is a lot more healthy in general.
Yep.
And while there's obviously the way in which he's, in his fucked up way, infantilizing and projecting the desire to be with Charlotte onto her, which is also super gross. There is like an actual like textbook case here in that he is grooming essentially. Like there are ways you can look at this, and that is even if he's not doing it intentionally.
Right. And because to BoJack's credit, I really don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was his goal.
No, the most malicious he was when he went to Pete Repeat and basically was like,
"Hey, you take care of this.
You need to back me up in my lie here." That was probably the most malicious he was, in that it's I don't care about this person's life or anything. Just don't throw me under the bus for this.
Well, but also, you're essentially either putting the blame on him because he's the only other person that's there, right? Well, I don't know where she got it.
That's not his responsibility to know where she got the alcohol. It's not.
No, that's fair. But yeah, that.
I hope personally they ask, well, then how'd you get here? Who drove you here? And he's like, BoJack. I mean,
right.
I hope.
Oh, she's passed out like this. You just carried her this whole way.
Right. I hope this ends up being a thing where, like, a season or two later, it comes out basically what he did. Like this is a scandal situation that then goes like viral or something like that.
I could see that being the case, but I think from the standpoint of Charlotte, she's not going to want it.
No. I'm talking about the kids.
No, right.
The
but
girl
like,
that.
But like I think the girl is going to be fine. Like the problem is not that she was drinking, because she did find a way to get alcohol without BoJack, right? Like she was going to be doing that regardless. It's that BoJack helped her along with that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm making a prediction that will come back up later in the future as a scandal thing of, he convinced a minor and pushed alcohol on a minor. Like that's absolutely a thing that I think should come back as a consequence, because I don't think he should get away with this. I think this was an example of something that he was probably the most blasé about, and yet the maliciousness with which he forced this pressure onto Pete. Yeah, I want Pete at some point to tell his story. I think BoJack should have to deal with that. That's just really fucked up.
I mean, yeah, no argument there. I personally don't see it as having enough like importance in BoJack's life as a whole, where it'll probably like make the rounds back to LA. Like it's probably going to be something where it's the, oh yeah, shit, that was a piece of shit, adult that came through here. But like I will be surprised if it ends up making it back to LA.
Okay. Yeah. I think in general, what the story has done here now is we've got two young ladies in his life that he's basically enabled in some ways over a period of time, or put through a lot of things there when he doesn't really accept or understand the consequences of what he did with Sarah Lynn in particular. And then here with this whole situation being kind of a Sarah Lynn in its full encompassed kind of situation.
Oh yeah,
here.
Sarah Lynn's absolutely going to die before him in that funeral episode.
Right. And I think that that's the kind of thing where these kinds of things will come up in a show like this that has a lot of linear, large-scale drama aspects to this. Yeah, I think this is absolutely the kind of thing where these kinds of things will come up later in the future as a problem, and they'll be brought up there. So I'm making that prediction. And
gotcha. Yeah. But now he's back in LA. Diane's still at the house because she was going to be gone for 6 months, and that was only 2 months that he was gone over there. So
So she's full bought into the lie. She's going to be gone for that amount of time, and she's going to come back when that's done. And right now, BoJack, needing his validation and also a lot of his just overall acceptance right now because he's in a really low place. Has Diane, who also is the person that he sought this from in the exact same episode of season 1, his equivalent, who's now here to potentially kind of commiserate with him through this whole process here. I wonder how the finale is going to go. With that whole thing.
That'll be
so. All right.
Oh boy.
That's BoJack for you. That's what our next bridge is that's been burned. He did this, and now he's gonna have to live with the consequences of that. Yeah. No more distractions here. If he comes back and does the job and he still has the movie and everything there, I really would like, though, the final episode of season 2 to focus on the movie and really end it as a plot point. If it's something where he gets fired, sued, or anything else there, I think that could be interesting. But also because the first episode of season 2 focused on that scene, the one that's been kind of left hanging, waiting to be revisited, the suicide of Secretariat. That was the last scene that never got filmed.
Right.
Or at the very least, it was the next scene to be filmed, and they hadn't done it yet.
And if nothing else, I'm excited to see. I kind of hope that BoJack does lose a lot as a result of this whole stint, because 2 months of stopped production for a big movie like that. They will absolutely sue him into oblivion, and now he'll probably have. And I would not be surprised if he had to deal with all those issues and such on the street or whatever.
Or it just ends up being a legal battle that's like, because these things move so slowly, it'll be like a season 3 or a season 4 plot line or something.
Sure, right. They aren't able to take everything right away.
Because they'll probably settle out of court. It'll be a damages at best thing in court, and then it'll also be like a, BoJack, you're going to be paying us this amount of money for this amount of years.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. And that's something that's a win for everybody, because then BoJack doesn't have to deal with a whole bunch of other shit, and then it's also a way that the studio still gets money out of all that nonsense. But not a happy end for an episode here.
No, and it'll be very interesting to see how we'll be able to root for BoJack after this.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, animated shows in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.